Let's take a look at the picture study portfolios by Simply Charlotte Mason. These are incredible. They are simple, which is not to be confused with simplistic. They are very thorough, and they're beautiful. The product itself is beautiful. So what does it entail? It comes in this envelope. And in this particular study, when we look on the back side, this particular study is about Raphael. It gives us the dates and also when in history we will find Raphael. He, in this case, is late Renaissance, as is indicated by the timeline. When we open up the picture study portfolio envelope, what we find is two components. There is the guide to help us to study Raphael, and there are the prints of the actual art that we're going to study. We'll take a look at those in a minute. First, we'll take a look at the guide. What is in the guide? How is it going to help us? Well, it starts with why. Why do we do a picture study? There are some excellent points in there, something I strongly recommend that you read. I believe if you go onto the Simply Charlotte Mason website, Sonia Schaefer has some great information about why we study art with our children, and not the least of which is we need to put before them things that are beautiful, things that are good, and to help them to understand the difference between beautiful and ugly. So we want to do these picture study portfolios. Then she goes on to say how to use a picture study portfolio. She talks about reading the story, selecting a picture, doing a picture study, have a picture talk, and display the picture in your home. Reading the story, every guide has a summary of the artist's life in it. And at the end of the summary, in this particular case, it's a summary of Raphael, we get a list of books for further reading. This is quite an extensive list of books for further reading. Any one or two of these would teach me probably a lot more than I know currently about Raphael. So this is a very excellent resource, this list. So the next thing to do then is to select a picture. So we're going to select from one of these prints that are in the envelope, and we're going to do a picture study. Then the guide has several steps to follow to do that study, so you're not just left hanging saying, well, what are we doing next? Give the child the picture to look at, and then it has some ideas on how to interact with the child about the picture. Have a picture talk. Then you actually give the child the information rather than waiting for them to give you feedback on what they saw. And then display the picture in your home. Let's take a look at these prints. These are beautiful. As you can see, they're somewhat glossy. The finish is somewhat glossy. They are stiff, so they would display nicely. They're sort of cardboard stiff, and they're big, about the size of a piece of paper, 8.5 by 11. So to have something like this being displayed in my home, I would be very happy about that. And as a matter of fact, we currently display classical art posters in our home because why would we be spending money on I just don't find it necessary to spend money on cheap art that you can buy from any old department store when we have these delightful posters that we could hang in our home and have conversations around the art. So these are some of the prints in the Raphael envelope that you would study with your child. Oh, there we go. And this one is currently hanging in my daughter's room, and we have some incredible conversations about this piece. One of my favorite things about these art portfolios is the price. We have this one for sale for $27.99 for each portfolio. And there are 20 different artists that are covered with these portfolios. So in order for you to learn more about them, to see what the different artists are in this series, go to our website, www.classicaleducationbooks.ca. And for this one, we'll go directly to the search bar on the top right-hand side of the page, right next to where it says Conveniently Canadian. And we'll type in picture portfolios and then just press the little yellow magnifying glass there or hit enter. And what you will get is a list of all 20 of the picture study portfolios that are currently available. They're published by Simply Charlotte Mason, and we are delighted to be able to offer them to you for your homeschool. Let me know what your thoughts are on these, and by all means, what are your questions? Is there something you'd like to know about this that I have not covered? Please let me know.